It's a sunny day in Texas. Looking forward to doing my first solo flight in glider after a little while. Everything's good. We're going to get our wing picked up and start taking up tension on the line. You can hear the tow plane throttling up a little bit. Pull the tow line taut. There comes a little bit of tension. Almost there. It's been a little while since I've done this, about 2 years, so just gonna give a little nervous chuckle. There's the tow line coming taut, a little bit of roll. A little bit of roll. Now we're taut. Ready to go. Gonna check outside, check the pattern, airport environment, give a thumbs up to the ground handler, and start wagging a rattle that we are ready to go. So pilot makes a call. It's the local CTAF, giving signals to friends and family. Start accelerating there. The nose comes up, but now I have authority. Enough wind moving over the control surfaces, and we'll pop off the ground. Try to stay in ground effect to stay with the glider. Continuing to accelerate, and there the tow plane comes off the ground. I'm gonna start a climb, keeping the tow plane on the horizon. See our shadow out to the left side. A little bumpy, but not too bad. Should be able to keep it nice and under control. Continuing to climb out straight ahead still. Should be starting a turn to the left or to the right shortly, so getting ready to anticipate that. Right, there we go. There's that left turn that we anticipated. Gonna keep the glider on the outside of that turn and keep the airplane on the horizon still. And as I kind of make this turn, I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video just so we get to the fun part and we separate from the tough. Alright, we've just been on the tow now for about 3 minutes, going up to 3,000 feet, so we're about to get to the release point here in a second. And there we pull the release handle here. The clip kind of sound like a gunshot. Tow plane goes off to the left side, and we're going to climb with a little bit of our excess airspeed off to the right and continue to watch it, make sure we're separating well. Airport's right below us, and we check for traffic, so we know we're clear and we can start maneuvering. I'm gonna kind of fly towards the airport a little bit, still keep an eye out for the tail plane, watching it descend below us before we start maneuvering. I'm gonna turn back to the left as well, just because of how the winds aloft are. Keep ourselves a little closer to the field. Also want to use the road and some of the landmarks below us as a reference line for some of the maneuvers, so I'm just gonna move to where they're in a better position for that. Just heard the tow pilot make another call on CTAF at their left base for the active runway. So look down, see them where they are, and gonna continue maneuvering, gonna do some gentle turns and start with that. Getting a feel for the airplane, accelerated a little bit during that turn. Really hold the speed I wanted. Feels really nice in the shade facing this direction. Still turns left and right, realizing I really do enjoy being in the shade, so gonna hold to that as long as I can. Be doing a few gentle turns and maneuvers while I'm up here, so I'm gonna go ahead and speed the video up again just to another big event. Alright, there's the field out our left side, just in front of the wing. I'm going to start setting up to enter the left downwind for that southbound active runway. Realize I'm going to be a little high if I don't get a little more distance and lose a little more altitude, so I'm going to kind of zigzag out to the right, fly directly away from the field, judge my spacing and distance, and then turn left right back into the downwind to start establishing myself in the pattern. This field right there, see the hangar, the house on the field, and a shed. Serves as a great landmark to be able to keep the fields in sight. We can see the runway now since we're close enough, and the color difference makes an impression on the eye. Still maintaining our gliding speed of about 40 knots, just for our lowest sink rate. Getting about midfield now, realizing I have a lot of altitude, I'm going to choose to do a right 360 in the downwind to lose that altitude. I know I have plenty of altitude to mess with still, so I just want to lose it so that I can stay closer to the field and not have to extend my downwind as far away from the field. I'm establishing myself back on downwind. Gonna straighten up, and here in a second gonna start accelerating to 50 knots, which is our final approach speed. There comes the pitch change. You can hear the wind whistling by the cockpit a little faster. Good. Pull the spoilers out too to start losing my excess altitude. Judging my distance again, gonna start my base turn here in a second, and definitely gonna need slip. There we go, starting the left turn. Gonna kind of cheat a base the final turn, no reason to square it off. And kind of follow the train tracks in at a 45. Keeping that spoiler in. I have plenty of speed, plenty of altitude. I'm gonna bleed it off with the slip a little bit. Letting off that energy, maintaining that airspeed. Choosing my aiming point, coming right down to it. Airspeed, watching it, and almost in ground effect. There's ground effect, holding it off, and There's the ground. Main wheel touches. A little bit of vibration. Gonna lay the skid down on the ground and start pulling the brake. Keep the wing up and then drop our right wing down since it's the upwind wing. There we go. Camera's coming off.